The 12 universes were at peace after each of the destruction gods eliminated the beings that endangered their universes. Even so, the balance demanded some action. Years of tranquility would only serve to harvest a formidable enemy that would give battle to everyone. Goku would be born on the planet Vegeta with an extraordinary power since its birth. Not even the Saiyans could believe it. The radars could not precise his power since they were all destroyed. "Jealous, he's really strong," Bardock said. "But he has something in his eyes that transmits evil." "Bardock, don't be like that. You're talking about our son," Genie would say, annoying. "I know, and yet it hurts to say it," Bardock would say. "But this boy is evil. That's where his strength comes from." "I'm not going to let you talk to my son like that," Genie would say. "Kakarot will be our son whatever happens." Goku began to cry, his stomach empty, letting out a wail that echoed through the house. With a single scream, the whole house would start to tremble again. Goku was a problem for the planet Vegeta. He drew a lot of attention for his enormous power, and the comments did not stop in the village. Meanwhile, on the planet of Beerus, the angel Whis would feel the power of Goku, although he was not clear of who he was. "Heavens, this is weird," Whis would say. "What's going on?" Beerus would say. "Pay attention to the southern galaxies," Whis would say. Beerus would focus in that direction and would be able to detect Goku's presence. "What's that?" Beerus would say. "It looks like someone with a Kiribino. If you didn't have a son out there, that shouldn't happen," Whis would say. "Hey, I don't have that habit," Beerus would say. "Anyway, we have to investigate. Find out where it comes from." Whis would look for the origin of that key. He would be able to feel it on the planet Vegeta, only that at the time of looking for who it was, he could no longer. Goku had just eaten and had calmed down, so he couldn't tell it apart from afar. "Wow, he's calmed down," Whis would say. "That's the planet where the Saiyans live. They're beings that only know how to fight," Beerus would say. "Tell Frieza to destroy them." "Sir, remember that Mr. Frieza needs you to keep his army," Whis would say. "I don't care. Someone has Kiribino and I don't want to take risks," Beerus would say. "Don't you want to go personally?" Whis would say. "Don't be stupid. It's too far," Beerus would say. "But he said he didn't want to take risks," Whis would say. That way, Whis would warn Frieza that he had to destroy the planet Vegeta. Frieza didn't look very convinced because he would lose many of his soldiers, but he couldn't go against Beerus's orders. Without a choice, he would call all the Saiyans for a special meeting and thus be able to destroy them all together. Bardock would suspect that it was a trap precisely because of Goku's power. "Genie, we have to escape with Kakarot," Bardock would say. "What are you talking about?" Genie would say. "His power draws a lot of attention. Surely Frieza wants to destroy us out of fear," Bardock would say. "Come on, Bardock, you can't be serious," Genie would say. "That doesn't make any sense." "It may seem like it doesn't, but I know what I'm talking about," Bardock would say. "Everyone talks about the power of our son. Frieza wouldn't take risks." "But where will we go?" Genie would say. "We'll find a place. It has to be a planet that goes unnoticed," Bardock would say. Bardock and Genie would steal a ship mocking the security of planet Vegeta. King Vegeta would realize this. "These bastards want to leave when the great Frieza has a very important notice for us?" King Vegeta would say. "Father, let's attack that ship," Vegeta would say. "That way they die in the void of space." "No, I want to know why they're escaping," King Vegeta would say. "We need that information. Vegeta, I'll take care of the task of following them." "You must be joking," Vegeta would say, in a bad mood. "Just listen to me." "If they leave, it's for a reason," King Vegeta would say. "Maybe those scoundrels must know the reason for the Frieza meeting and they must act before. Who knows? Some very rich planet with a great reward. I can't allow that." Vegeta would undoubtedly take a ship and leave after them. Bardock and Genie would notice that they were being followed by Vegeta. "What is the prince doing behind us?" Genie would say. While both ships were traveling, Frieza would reach Vegeta's planet. In that way, the evil Emperor would attack Vegeta's planet, destroying it completely. All the Saiyans would lose their lives except for Bardock and Genie, along with Goku and Vegeta who was following them. Without delay, the news would reach them, leaving them bewildered. "It can't be," Genie would say. "They're all dead," Bardock would say.
Bardock was right, the best thing was to escape, Genie would say. But why would Frieza destroy Vegeta's planet? It doesn't make any sense, Bardock would say. Vegeta couldn't believe it. So these idiots knew and didn't say anything. I'll follow them until they land and I'll destroy them, Vegeta would say. The hours would go by with great tension while Bardock and Genie were looking for a destination to stop. They knew that a confrontation against Vegeta would be inevitable. On the other hand, Frieza would notify the destruction of Vegeta's planet. In that way, Beerus would stay calm and could go to sleep. Well, I'll go to sleep, Beerus would say. Don't you want to make sure everything is fine? Whis would say. It won't be necessary. There was a divine here. The planet doesn't exist. End of story, Beerus would say. But Mr. Beerus, Whis would say. End of the story, Beerus would say again. Without more to do, Whis would obey Beerus's order and the destruction god would go to rest. On the other hand, Bardock and Genie had just landed on Earth. The first thing they would do would be to look for a shelter. We have to find a place where they are safe, Bardock would say. We won't be very safe with Vegeta behind us. Won't they take long to arrive? Genie would say. I know, that's why I want you out of this, Bardock would say. I'll take care of stopping him. Wait, you're talking about Vegeta, the prince. You can't against him, Genie would say. I will, you'll see. Bardock would move away, tracking the location where Vegeta should land. Minutes later, Vegeta's ship would arrive. Bardock was there waiting for him. Come on, what's the point of following us? He saved your life, Bardock would say. Don't play dumb and tell me what you know, Vegeta would say. I'm surprised you left the planet that way. You must know something and kept it a secret. No, I didn't know anything, Bardock would say. You're lying. You left for a reason, Vegeta would say. I wouldn't mind telling you, but I will, Bardock would say. I left because my son has a supernatural power, and I didn't want Frieza to mess with him. Bastards, it's all that idiot Kakarot's fault, Vegeta would say. His existence condemned my planet.
Vegeta would start raising his ki. Bardock knew that the time for the fight had come. Very well, you asked for it, Bardock would say. Bardock and Vegeta would throw themselves at each other. Between the two, they would begin to fight intensely. Vegeta had a wide advantage. While Bardock gave him a fight, the truth is that Vegeta was stronger than him. The fight would extend. Vegeta made Bardock responsible for everything. But at that moment, little Goku was with his mother. He looked very tense. Son, what's going on? Genie would say. Genie would try to take Goku in her arms, but he would move away from her. Kakarot, Genie would say. Goku would raise his ki and fly out of there. Vegeta at that moment was wildly hitting Bardock, to such an extent that he would not even defend himself. Vegeta had the victory secured. At one point, Vegeta would load his fist with ki to completely eliminate him. It's your end, dirty traitor, Vegeta would say. But a kick from Goku would come as a surprise, turning everything around. Vegeta would be fired far away and would be unconscious automatically. Kakarot, Bardock would say, disconcerted. Goku emanated a lot of energy and did not take his eyes off Vegeta. Goku would point to Vegeta to eliminate him with a ki attack, but Bardock would stop him. Kakarot, that's enough, Bardock would say. There's no point in eliminating him. Maybe we even need his help. Goku could not speak because he was just a very small child, but he would still understand. Genie would arrive immediately. Kakarot, here you are, Genie would say. Hours later, we see Bardock and Genie on a bonfire with little Goku, one side sleeping on the floor. Vegeta had just woken up. What's going on? Vegeta would say, disconcerted. Bardock would offer him a piece of roast meat. What's going on with you? Vegeta would say, furious. Keep quiet. Kakarot just fell asleep, Genie would say. Vegeta would see Goku and remember the exact moment of the blow. That real brat defeated me with a single blow,
Vegeta would think. Vegeta, we may be the last Saiyans. We don't have to be enemies. We have to come together to take revenge on Frieza, Bardock would say. Why do you expect him to be your ally? Vegeta would say. Because we are Saiyans, Bardock would say. Vegeta would be thoughtful for a moment. Even if he didn't want to accept it, he would realize he was right. Besides, only Goku could stop Frieza. That kid has a meaningless strength. What did you do to him? Vegeta would say. We didn't do anything, Bardock would say. He was just born and that's it. On the planet of Beerus, the god of destruction was sleeping pleasantly, while Whis spent a moment with the oracle fish. So, your prophecy must be about that divine key, Whis would say. That's right. Someone was born with a great power that has the key of the gods. He will be the enemy of all universes, the oracle fish would say. You know my predictions don't fail, so I have no doubts. Well, Mr. Beerus will get in a bad mood when he wakes up, Whis would say. You're not going to warn him? The oracle fish would say. By the time he wakes up, it could be too late. That's not my problem. After all, Mr. Beerus decided to go to sleep despite the gravity of the situation, Whis would say. Years would pass while Goku developed with his great powers. Frieza believed that all the Saiyans had died, so he had no idea what had happened to Goku. Goku, thanks to the care of Genie, Bardock, and Vegeta, would become a really powerful warrior, surpassing his own limits. Then, Vegeta insisted that it was time. Come on, Kakarot, you have the power to defeat Frieza, Vegeta would say. Shut up, Vegeta. I'll do it whenever I want, Goku would say seriously. Don't be such a coward. That guy destroyed our planet, furious Vegeta would say. Genie, leave him alone, Genie would say. That revenge is for losers. Doing it would give Frieza more importance than he deserves, Goku would say. People like me go big. Frieza is the strongest guy in the universe. Don't be stupid, Vegeta would say. No, he's not, Goku would say. What are you talking about? Vegeta would say. Goku would watch the dark night sky, appreciating the stars. I have the feeling that out there is someone so strong that Frieza is worth nothing, Goku would say. Bardock, Genie, Vegeta, and Goku lived on planet Earth, far from Frieza's gaze and any other threat. They established a simple life, trying to leave behind the pain of the loss of their home planet. Goku, although he was only an 18-year-old boy, continued to surprise everyone with his rapid development and his amazing power. But above all, they noticed certain strange attitudes. Goku possessed a certain malice and indifference towards others. He lacked empathy. Meanwhile, on the planet of Beerus, the god of destruction was still asleep, oblivious to Goku's existence and the danger that his power represented. Whis, aware of the prophecy of the oracle fish, was unrestless. He would decide to take measures and look for information about Goku on his own. Whis explored various corners of the universe, interrogating beings of different races and consulting evidence. He would finally reach a planet where a wise old woman knew details about the young Saiyan child with divine ki. I see an unusual fate for that young man. His power is amazing, but it is also his evil. What makes him unique is a malevolent being, said the old woman. Mr. Aranai Baba, I thank you very much for your time, said Whis. Can you see something else that is useful? What I know is that this subject is connected to the energies of all the universes. He will challenge the gods and will not stop until he is the most powerful of all the universes, the oracle fish would say. And will he achieve it? Said Whis. Possibly.
I can't see that, since it is a possible future, more than certain, but I could do it if they let it grow, said Urana Bye-Bye. Thank you very much for your time. said Whis. Whis, intrigued by these words, would decide to return to the planet of Beerus and wait for his awakening to inform him about Goku. Meanwhile, the life of the Saiyans continued its course. Goku, under the tutelage of his family, learned to control his power and to appreciate the importance of power. Vegeta, for his part, could not help but feel the need for revenge against Frieza. Every day that passed, his desire to face the tyrant intensified. One day, in a moment of tension, Vegeta would confront Goku. "Why don't you decide to face Frieza at once?" Vegeta would say. "I don't want to act on impulse. My power is growing, and when the right time comes, I will face Frieza. But not just for revenge, but to enjoy it," Goku would say. Vegeta grunted in disagreement, but Jean would intervene. "Vegeta, understand that we cannot allow ourselves to act imprudently. We need a plan and make sure Goku is strong enough," Jean would say. "I'm sure I'll beat him with a single blow," Goku would say. "Goku, that guy destroyed our planet with a single attack," Jean would say. "I could also do it with this miserable planet if I wanted to," Goku would say. Goku would create a key ball pointing to the ground. Bardock and Jean were nervous. "Kakarot, stop playing with that. We told you it's not funny," Bardock would say. "Ah, what a nuisance. Why don't you shut up?" Goku would say. "Kakarot, what did I tell you to talk that way?" Jean furiously would say. "I already told you I'm not a child, so you better stop annoying me," Goku would say. Goku would leave there, tired of the pressure. He knew that after all, he had to follow his own path. Meanwhile, on the planet of Beerus, the god of destruction finally awoke. Whis would rush to tell him something about Goku and his incredible power, as well as the prophecy of the Pesaraculus. "How divine," he says. Beerus would say as he yawned. He wasn't sleepy yet. "That's interesting. I can't allow someone with that power to threaten peace in my universe. Mr. Beerus, you know what I'm talking about. It's the divine key we feel before we go to sleep," Whis would say, annoyed. "It's true," Beerus would say, disconcerted. "Wow, I was very careless. Whis, why didn't you call me? Oh my God, you never like to be called when you sleep," Whis would say. "Don't be hypocritical. Send Frieza. This is his mistake," Beerus would say. "Mr. Beerus, be more responsible," Whis would say. "And I am. That's why I delegate the responsibility to Frieza," Beerus would say. "Whatever," Whis would say. Whis should give the order to Frieza. He couldn't believe that Goku was alive, along with other Saiyans. He should urgently travel to planet Earth. "That can't be true. How could they have escaped?" Furious Frieza would say. "They probably left before the meeting," Berry Blue would say. "They must have been suspicious." "Whatever, I will eliminate them with my own hands to avoid mistakes," Frieza would say. Days later, Frieza would arrive on Earth. His presence was so powerful that it would attract the attention of the Saiyans. Goku was somewhat intrigued, but certainly not very motivated. "That can't be. That's Frieza," Bardock would say. "It's impossible not to recognize his ship," Vegeta would say. "So much for that guy. His ki barely moves the needle," Goku would say as if nothing. "Kakarot, this is serious," Jean would say. "It's our chance to defeat him," Vegeta would say. "Go if you want it so much," Goku would say. "Kakarot, you are an insolent," Vegeta would say out loud. Vegeta would hold Goku's uniform. "I'm sick of this stupid indifference. Go right now to stop him. You were born for that," Vegeta would say. Goku would put a sinister expression and take Vegeta by the wrist. He would remove him from him while he exerted great pressure. "Don't touch me that way again if you want to keep your life." Goku would throw Vegeta away. He would fall to the ground as a witness to his great power. "Kakarot, that's enough," Jean would say. "Anyway, I'll have to face him myself," Bardock would say. Bardock would raise his ki and would fly out to meet Frieza. "Bardock," Jean would say, desperate, and would go after him. "I can't believe it," Vegeta would say. Vegeta would also go. "Heavens, what a scandal," Goku would say, in a bad mood. Moments later, the three Saiyans would arrive. "Frieza, here you are," Bardock would say. "Wow, 3 of you survived," Frieza would say. "I understand that one more is missing,"
You could call him, that way we're all together. We don't need him. We'll eliminate you all, Vegeta would say. We'll finish you off now, Gene would say. Please, you don't even believe it, Frieza would say. Bring the other guy, he's the one I'm interested in. Wait a minute, act as if he knew everything, Bardock would think. Goku would approach, but he would see everything from afar. He was intrigued why Frieza claimed it. Even so, he would not act for the moment. Bardock, Gene, and Vegeta would prepare to attack Frieza. Among the three, they would surround him. They would throw themselves at him at the same time. But after a series of consecutive attacks, they would not be able to connect a single attack. Wow, what a waste of time, Frieza would say. Frieza, with a simple attack, would defeat them each. The three would fall to the ground without being able to do anything. It can't be that he has already won, Frieza would say. They're no use to warm up. Bardock would stand up with great effort. He was not willing to give up for anything in the world. You bastard, Bardock would say. Bardock would create a key ball and throw it at Frieza. It would receive the impact directly, generating a great explosion. Even so, nothing would happen to him. It's not true, Bardock would say, disconcerted. Wow, you only managed to lift the dust a little, Frieza would say. I think the best thing will be to eliminate them once and for all. Frieza would point to Bardock to attack him with a ki ray, but without realizing it, Goku would hold him by the hand. How? Frieza, disconcerted, would say. Hey dwarf, what's going on with you? Goku would say. You just called me a dwarf, Frieza furiously would say. Dwarf and deaf, Goku would say. Of course I'm telling you. You were very presumptuous to come in such a small body. Frieza was really upset. He would try to get rid of Goku, but the Saiyan's strength was absolute. How is it possible? Frieza kept insisting, but Goku remained relentless thanks to his great strength. It can't be. Frieza doesn't have a chance against him, Bardock would say. Frieza would raise his ki to maximum without getting results. Tired of being humiliated, he would transform into his second form. But even so, Goku wouldn't let him go. Wow, you're taller, Goku would say. Your power has increased a bit, but you're still weak. Frieza would cause a great explosion when he reached his last form. He was determined to eliminate Goku at any cost. After this, Goku would release him for the dust that would remain around him. Heavens, is he some kind of transformer? Goku would say. Whis insisted that Beerus observe the situation with his own eyes. Do you see it? Whis would say. Nobody could humiliate Frieza that way, Beerus would say. We have to go to Earth. Both headed to Earth where Goku and his family were. This young man has extraordinary power, Beerus would comment. But he doesn't seem evil. Whis, we need to observe and evaluate the situation. That's why I told you we had to see what was going on, Whis would say, annoyed. Frieza attacked Goku with everything, without being able to do anything to him. Anyway, Goku didn't take him seriously. He dodged all Frieza's attacks as if he were a turtle for him. I can't believe it. This is humiliating for me, Frieza would say. I told you, Vegeta, Frieza means nothing to me, Goku would say. Goku would walk away. What are you doing? Frieza would say. You're boring. Come back when you bring someone of my size, Goku would say. Damn disgusting ape, Frieza would say. Frieza would throw a big ki attack at Goku from behind. This would receive the impact, but after lowering the dust, Goku would continue walking as if nothing.
Kakarot, don't leave him alive. If you go, he'll kill us, Genet would say. Good luck, Goku would say. You guys shut up, Frieza would say. Frieza would throw a ki attack at the three Saiyans, but as if nothing, Goku would arrive. With a simple hit of his finger, he would deflect the attack. It's not true, Frieza would say. Heavens, you're more annoying than I thought, Goku would say. Goku would hit Frieza's stomach hard, inserting his fist into it. Frieza would cough blood without being able to believe what had happened. Dirty rat, you're already falling very badly, Goku would say. Goku would detonate a ki attack from the inside of Frieza's stomach. That way he would do it in pieces. Frieza would fall to the ground when he was left with a big hole from side to side.
he would die in a matter of seconds. "He did it," Vegeta would say. "I can't believe it. He really won," Bardock would say. "It's not that bad," Goku would say without any emotion. Suddenly, Goku would express a curious smile when he looked up at the sky. "This is great," Goku would say, excited. "Kakarot, what's going on?" Genet would say. Goku would start to shudder when he felt Beerus's presence. "I can feel it. At last, after so long, a real challenge," Goku would say. "At last, someone is coming with whom I can really have a fight." "What are you talking about?" Genet would say. "It can't be him," Vegeta, terrified, would say. "Vegeta, you know something," Bardock would say. "With what happened with Frieza, there is only one being in the universe that Goku could consider a rival," Vegeta would say. "That is Beerus, the god of destruction." "God of destruction?" Genet would say. Beerus and Whis were about to reach Earth. They already knew everything that had happened. Beerus was determined to finish Goku. The atmosphere on planet Earth became tense. Goku, with his indifferent attitude, was anxious before the arrival of Beerus, the god of destruction. His eyes shone with emotion, something that did not go unnoticed for his family and Vegeta, who watched with fear and concern. "Kakarot, stop behaving that way. You scare us," Genet would say. "I think the best thing will be for them to leave here," Goku would say. "What are you talking about?" Genet would say. "Son, what is happening?" Bardock would say. "The fight I will have will be real, not like with this fool of Frieza," Goku would say. "Being here will be risking their lives, and I can't contain myself from hurting them." "Kakarot, don't talk like that," Genet would say, sad. "If you want to stay, you can do it, but I will not be responsible if I hurt them," Goku would say. "Genet," Bardock would say as he approached his wife. Without further ado, the three of them should leave there. While they were leaving, they could not believe Goku's attitude. "Something is happening to my son. I never saw him like that," Genet would say, sad. "Please, Kakarot was always just as heartless," Vegeta would say. "But I never saw him so excited. If that Beerus comes here, things will get worse," Bardock would say. "Goku may be very strong, but we don't know what a god is like an enemy," Genet would say. Goku was still waiting. He felt the two presences approaching quickly. "Come on, come on, come on, come on, once and for all," Goku would say. "At last I will be able to fight someone who is worth it for once in my life." Beerus and Whis slowly descended to the place where Frieza's destroyed body lay. Goku received them with a carefree expression, as if the presence of a god did not affect him in the least, although in reality, inside he was more than excited. "So, you are the Saiyan who did this?" Beerus would ask, with a calm voice but full of authority. "Yes, it's me. What do you want?" Goku would answer with disdain. Vegeta, Bardock, and Genet looked with amazement at the interaction between Goku and the god of destruction. They were at a considerable distance, but enough to observe. "I still think we should stay longer," said Bardock. "If you want to go, go. I'll stay," Genet would say. "Oh, keep quiet," Vegeta would say in a bad mood. The three knew they were witnessing a crucial moment that could change the fate of their planet. Beerus smiled at Goku's challenging attitude. "I've heard about your power, Saiyan. You have defeated Frieza, an emperor of the universe. That's something you don't see every day," Beerus would say. "And if I did, what was it? It wasn't much. Do you come to fight or just to chat?" Goku would answer with disdain. Beerus turned to Whis with a look of complicity. "This Saiyan has a unique attitude. It will be interesting to see how he faces the power of a god," Beerus would say. "Stop talking, you damned idiot," Goku would say out loud. Both Whis and Beerus would be disconcerted by Goku's angry attack. All my life I have waited for a moment like this to fight someone of my level, so shut up and come fight, Goku would say. Beerus was furious, but he couldn't react to Goku's arrogance. There was something about the Saiyan that worried him. He really looked like a guy with intense power. Goku, without waiting any longer, adopted a fighting posture and watched Beerus with a challenging smile. "Come on, show me what you're made of, cute kitten," Goku would say. Beerus, furious at Goku's attitude, would raise his ki. The sky was getting darker and the wind was blowing hard. Goku would feel the overwhelming pressure of the divine power that was unleashed in front of him. However, instead of backing down, Goku smiled even more widely. The confrontation between Goku and Beerus would finally begin, and the earth trembled with each blow and burst of energy. Vegeta, Bardock, and Genet watched with amazement the battle that was being fought before their eyes. It was a titanic fight between a Saiyan warrior and a god of destruction. Goku dodged Beerus's attacks with impressive agility and counterattacked with fast and precise blows. Beerus, on the other hand, showed an overwhelming power, capable of unleashing devastating attacks with just a gesture of his hand. Both fought at a really even level. Beerus, instead of being upset, felt excited, since like Goku, he almost didn't know what it was like to face someone of his level. Whis, on the other hand, watched the fight carefully, analyzing each movement of both contenders. Interesting. This Saiyan has surprising potential. It's not common to find someone who challenges a god of destruction in this way, Whis would say. Although, I wonder if his existence comes from the long peace that universes face. The battle intensified, and Goku, despite facing a divine being, did not show signs of surrendering. At one point, Beerus would launch a massive attack that seemed unstoppable, but Goku, with an explosion of energy, would manage to counter it. "This is incredible! Kakarot is fighting a god of destruction!" exclaimed Vegeta. "He even seems to be increasing his powers as the fight goes on. My son is an incredible being. I never thought he would go that far." Genet and Bardock shared the same surprise.
Although worried about Goku's safety, they could not help but feel proud of the extraordinary power that their son was demonstrating. The battle continued with Goku and Beerus exchanging blows and energy in a confrontation that defied the limits of the unimaginable. The Earth was marked by craters and energy waves, while both gave it their all. Little by little, Goku would begin to feel that the difficulty of the fight increased. Although both had the same power, certainly Beerus had a great experience in combat that Goku did not. In this way, Beerus would be able to face Goku, marking more and more advantage. Beerus would hit Goku hard and knock him down with a kick. It was an exciting fight, but I can't extend this any longer, Beerus would say. There can be no mortals with an energy as explosive as yours, especially with your evil. You talk too much, Goku would say. Goku would take courage and throw everything at Beerus. He would reach this fist with a rain of blows, but Beerus managed to dodge each of his attacks. "It's a shame, but you no longer have the speed of before," Beerus would say. In a moment, Beerus would connect a knee in Goku's chest, and with a spinning kick, he would make him fall to the floor. Goku twisted in pain, not knowing how to get out of that situation. "Damn it, it's too strong," Goku would say. "Still, I can't let him get away with it." Goku would stand up, determined to continue the fight, but the god of destruction no longer intended to continue fighting. For that reason, Beerus would use Hakkai's energy on Goku. "Disappear," Beerus would say. "What?" Goku would say. Goku would surround himself with Hakkai's energy. Still, he wouldn't disappear. "Come on, this can't be real," Beerus would say. Goku felt the destruction surround his body, but his ki managed to contain it. Goku would scream in pain, but he forced his energy to the maximum, demonstrating the strength of his spirit. "Well, what does this mean?" Beerus would say. "The guy in front of you is stronger than you, but he still doesn't know it.
Beerus would say. What? Beerus would say. Suddenly, Goku's body would surround itself with divine ki. This released a reddish energy that would stop Hakkai's energy. Beerus would go back terrified, not being able to believe what was happening. This has to be a nightmare. It can't be real, Beerus would say. No one can survive the destruction of a god. Then we see Goku manifest a great power. He couldn't even believe it himself. This is incredible, Goku would say. I feel a great power like never before. The bad thing about this is that I'll get bored again. Stop acting like you're stronger than me, Beerus would say, seriously. Goku would observe Beerus in a sinister way. With an energy expansion, he would drive the god of destruction away. Then Goku would reach Beerus, and with a single blow, he would knock him down. Is that my son? Jin would say. I've never seen a Saiyan with another hair color other than black, Bardock would say. Damn it, my dreams of defeating Kakarot have just faded away, Vegeta would think. Beerus would stand up, seriously. He was ready to attack Goku with everything. Now I'll fight seriously, since you leave me no choice, Beerus would say, seriously. Yes, it's true that you can raise your power even more, Goku would say, but I can anticipate that it's not enough. Damn bastard, you talk with a lot of arrogance and I can't allow that anymore, Beerus would say. Beerus would force his ki to the maximum. He was ready to fight seriously. He would throw everything at Goku. He would arrive with a strong punch that would turn his face to one side, but even so, Goku would only take a few steps back. Interesting, Goku would say, but not enough. What? Beerus would say, disconcerted. Goku would return the same punch by throwing Beerus away. The god of destruction had been defeated by a simple punch. Beerus would be dragged by the ground to the feet of Whis. Wow, what a disappointment. A single punch, Whis would say. Hey you, Goku would call Whis. Excuse me? Whis would say, confused. You were definitely much stronger than this fool, Goku would say. I assure you that it doesn't even reach your feet. I'm sorry, but I'm an angel. Our position is impartial and we cannot intervene, Whis would say. Don't say nonsense, Goku would say, out of him. Goku would leave like a torpedo to Whis. He would arrive with a powerful punch. The attack would generate a violent wind behind the angel that would destroy everything. Even so, Whis would sustain the attack with just the tip of his finger. Goku would be paralyzed by the resistance of the angel. Even for a moment, he would see him bigger than he was. Goku would retreat, paralyzed by fear. I think he has realized the difference of power, Whis would say. What kind of thing are you? Goku would say, disconcerted. I am an angel, servant and master of Beerus, the god of destruction, Whis would say. Excuse me, I must retreat. Whis would take Beerus and leave there. The others would approach Goku. Jin would speak to his son, but he did not respond. He was still traumatized by the power of Whis. He remembered the moment of the attack over and over, looking for an explanation. I have to fight him again, Goku would say. Goku, what the hell is wrong with you? Jin would say. Look around you. Shut up, Mom. I'm sick of you, Goku would say. Kakarot, don't talk to your mother like that, Bardock would say. And you too, shut up, Goku would say. In the end, they are useless. I just saved them and they only know how to criticize? What a nuisance. Vegeta would say nothing. He knew that Goku was now a being out of his reach. Goku. Goku from an attack of Jin would completely disappear Vegeta. Kakarot, Jin would say. This fool had me fed up, always hanging out with us, Goku would say. But it was not necessary to kill him, Bardock would say. Stop annoying me. I better get out of here, Goku would say. Goku would away, leaving his parents with many doubts. Goku walked alone, lost in his thoughts and emotions. The memory of Hakkai's energy still resonated in his mind, and the image of Whis holding his attack so easily tormented him. Despite the victory against Beerus, Goku felt incomplete, as if he had lost something crucial in that confrontation. Beerus for him was not the rival he was looking for, the warrior with whom he really wanted to fight. But Whis was not that being either, since they were very far from him. Should I get stronger? Goku would say. Damn it, that angel has an unreachable power, but but I have no choice but to reach his power. Goku would explode his ki to the maximum, achieving the Super Saiyan God for the second time. He would study his energy carefully, trying to see how to overcome it. This was the energy of my being that sprouted when the Hakai attacked me, Goku would say.
Goku would begin to train to better master his divine form, but his heart continued to darken by the intensity of the battle. He did not know where to go, but he felt the need to find answers. What was Whis really? Why did his power overcome him that way? These questions tormented him, and Goku knew he could not stay with his arms crossed. Meanwhile, Gene and Bardock would be astonished at the disappearance of Vegeta. Gene cried over the loss of his friend, while Bardock tried to understand the complexity of the situation. Goku's behavior, his indifferent and ruthless attitude, he made it clear that there was something in him, an evil that had grown since he was born. "Bardock, what do we do now?" Gene would ask in tears. Bardock looked in the direction in which Goku had gone and sighed. "I do not know, Gene, but something tells me that this will not be the last time we will see Kakarot face something bigger than him," Bardock would say. "I cannot believe he has become an evil being. What did we do wrong?" Gene would say. Bardock would not dare to say what he thought. Gene is so blind for our son that he never recognized the evil he was doing. No matter what Kakarot does, he will always see him as an innocent child, Bardock would think. Meanwhile, Goku continued on his way, reaching a remote place where he could meditate on what happened. Sitting in lotus position, he would close his eyes and try to calm his mind. However, the images of the battle continued to torment him. On the planet of Beerus, the god of destruction had just been cured. Whis would give him the explanations of what had happened. Beerus was proud of what had happened, especially because he had been defeated by a mortal. "This is so humiliating," Beerus would say. "I don't understand. How was someone born like that?" "It may be by balance of the universes," Whis would say. "What are you talking about?" Beerus would say. "Please, Mr. Beerus, how long ago did you, the gods of destruction, eradicate all the evil that existed?" Whis would say. "What are you talking about?" Beerus would say. "For some reason, Frieza was under my command to have part of the evil of the Universe 7 controlled. And you thought that Frieza balanced all the evil of the 12 universes?" Whis would say. "I think it's time to warn the other gods. If Goku is the result of the formation of balance, the safest thing is that he must be considered a multiversal enemy." "Damn it, now the others will blame me," Beerus would say, furious. Beerus would summon the rest of the gods to explain what had happened. They all agreed with the same thing. Goku was the result of eradicated evil projected on a single being to maintain balance. "So we leave him alive and that's it?" Champa would say. "No, if we do that, he will kill us," Beerus would say. "Kakarot only thinks about fighting strong subjects. The best they can do is face that evil and be ready for another case like this," Vados would say. "If he doesn't do anything, Kakarot will find them in the long run." "Beerus, do you think the gods of destruction have a chance if we all fight together?" Geras would say. "I doubt it. He beat me in 2 blows," Beerus would say. "Fantastic. Now we will be eliminated," Arin would say. "I think you are not seeing that we are not only 12 gods of destruction, we are also 12 warriors with unique qualities," Geras would say. "Kakarot may have great power, but he does not have the experience that we have. If we let Mr. Kakarot continue to raise his powers, soon he will come for us," Whis would say. "Whis, don't say nonsense," Kuz would say. "I mean it," Whis would say. "At most, he must be 25 years old and has surpassed the gods of destruction." They would all meditate what measures to take against Goku. The clear thing was that he had to be eliminated anyway. The gods would watch what Goku was doing. They would see him training on Earth. "We don't have time. Let's formulate a plan and attack," Beerus would say. "Damn, this will be more difficult than I thought,"
Kitella would say. Hours later, we see Goku resting while eating an animal he had just hunted. He was thoughtful about the whole situation. He did not stop thinking about Whis and his great power. Damn, I feel like I am still very far from him, but there is no use. I have to get stronger anyway, Goku would think. Then, the gods would make themselves present with their respective angels. Goku would be disconcerted in the presence of everyone. What's going on here? Goku would say on guard. The gods of destruction would surround Goku. He would notice that each of them dressed like Beerus. There is no doubt, you are gods of destruction, Goku would say. What do you want? That I'd beat each of you? Wow, you have a very long tongue, Beerus would say. And it's not the only thing I have long, Goku would say. Hey, watch your vocabulary, Geras would say. Whatever, but I warn you one thing, Goku would say. You are just simple garbage to me. Goku would point at Whis. The only thing that matters to me are strong subjects like him, Goku would say. I told you, Whis would say. It's something arrogant on his part, wanting to face beings that have nothing to do with this, Vados would say. Goku would observe the angels carefully. He would realize that there were 12 in total. This would excite him even more. I'm ready. Goku would scream when exploding his ki to the maximum. Goku would transform into Super Saiyan God, demonstrating his divine ki to each of the gods. Then he would throw everything at them. The 12 of destruction would respond in a coordinated way. They attacked him with a great variety of amazing techniques that managed to put him on the line. Between special powers, dodges, tricks, and combat styles that would confuse Goku. Anyway, the Saiyan did not give up. He took everything as a game he had to win. The angels would begin to worry, noticing that Goku was increasing his powers even more as the fight progressed. This doesn't make sense. He gets very strong quickly, Kuz would say. We should be able to do something about it. We're angels. We can't intervene, Whis would say. But he already challenged you to a fight, Vados would say. That's not enough to attack him, Whis would say. We're angels. We can't act. Hey, we can make Goku attack an angel so they defend themselves, Champa would say to Beerus in a low voice. Shut up. That would be cowardly, Beerus would say, offended. The gods of destruction would make their best effort, but in an incredible way, Goku would adapt to each of the strategies of the gods of destruction. At one point, Sidra would surround Goku in an energy barrier that kept him captured. Goku would explode his ki to the maximum to try to free himself, but the pressure was enormous. Anyway, he did not give up. Geras, Bermude, and Arok would channel energy into their hands to attack Goku.
But before achieving anything, he would scream, managing to explode Sidra's barrier. No one could believe what they were seeing. Goku seemed to have no limits. It doesn't make sense. He can't have so much energy, Beerus would say. Goku would scream, raising his ki even more than before. At this point, even the angels themselves would worry. Whis, Vados would call. I don't know. It doesn't belong to us, Whis would say. This is going out of our hands, Kuz would say. Out of nowhere, Goku would come to Sidra's back. A blow to his neck would take his life in the act. He killed him with a single blow, Beerus would say, terrified. Suddenly, 2 metallic muscle arms would wrap him. This would release a strong current of energy, but Goku would resist it, ignoring the pain. The electric current made it difficult for Goku to move his muscles, but his ki would shoot even more. Geras would take advantage to launch an arrow created with ki, but Goku would move his head to one side, dodging the arrow. How can you be able to dodge my attack in a situation like this? Geras said, disconcerted. Suddenly, Goku's eyes would light up completely. This would explode his power beyond his limits. Mosco's metallic arms would break. Everyone would see a great power in Goku. There was nothing left for the gods to do. Suddenly, Goku would charge against Mosco, introducing his hand into his armor. He would take out Mosco. Look at you, you're not even able to fight for yourself, Goku would say. Goku would throw Mosco to the sky, and with a spin attack, he would culminate.
The other gods were exhausted and assumed their defeat. "You are not worthy opponents for me," Goku would say seriously. All the gods would understand, and the angels would begin to take Goku more seriously. It was not for his great power, it was for his speed of growth. His aura of Super Saiyan God shone with fervor while everyone witnessed the show. "Now my goal is you," Goku would say when talking to the angels. "I told you it would be better this way," Champa would say to Beerus. "That the angels have to do our work is an insult," Beerus would say, muted. "Mr. Kakarot, we have already told you that we are impartial beings. We have nothing to do with this," Whis would say. "Well then, I'll have to see," Goku would say. Goku would explode his ki and throw himself with everything towards Whis. He would arrive with a powerful fist blow that Whis would hold with his hand as if nothing. "It's amazing my power increased, and it's as if the difference between us hadn't," Goku would say, excited. Whis would release Goku, and the evil Saiyan would attack Whis with a series of consecutive blows without stopping. Whis moved from side to side, dodging all attacks. He limited himself to that, to dodge. "I can't believe he dares to attack an angel," Kuz would say, upset. "I don't like this," Vegeta would say, worried. "What do you mean?" Kuz would say. "His power continues to grow. Pay attention," Vegeta would say. It was true. Goku's ki managed to adapt to the situation. At one point, Goku would hit Whis' face. The attack would sound like it was bouncing in the air, but Whis would not receive the slightest damage. His expression remained unaltered. "Not bad, but that enables me to attack," Whis would say. Whis would attack Goku with the edge of his hand in a descending form. Goku would fall to the ground at great speed. He hit hard, losing his transformation. Goku lay on the ground, defeated and without his transformation of Super Saiyan God. Silence reigned in the battlefield, while the angels observed the scene with unmistakable expressions. "Whis, this will be a waste of time. We should kill him," Vados would say. "It was not that the angels didn't intervene," Goku would say with euphoria. "What happens?" Whis would say, confused. Whis would notice a very particular energy surrounding Goku, something that a mortal could not believe. "This has to be a joke," Whis would say. The other angels would realize. "Whis, enough," Vados would say. "It's true," Kuz would say. Goku, without wasting time, would launch again towards Whis with a new attack. But this time, Whis did not dodge or block. Instead, with a simple gesture of his hand, he would create an energy barrier that stopped Goku's advance. "You must understand, Goku, that we are not here to fight you. We are impartial beings who serve the gods," Whis would explain calmly. "For us, you are not relevant." Goku, frustrated, hit the barrier with all his strength, but it was unbreakable. The other angels remained silent, observing the situation seriously. "Whis, stop wasting time," Vados would say. "Why do you do this? Why don't you attack?" Goku would ask, looking for answers. Whis would sigh. "Mr. Kakarot, you were the result of the evil that was eradicated to maintain balance in the universes. We are not here to eliminate you, but we must be alert," Whis would say. Goku frowned, trying to process the information. "So all this is for balance. My existence is just for that," Goku would say seriously. "Of course," Whis would say. Goku would explode his ki. His laugh seemed demonized. "Demons? This guy is scary," Vilse would say. "I don't understand why they don't eliminate him, if after all he attacked them," Champa would say. "Yes, I am the evil of the universes," Goku would say. "That means I am destined to be your rival. I was created by a greater force than you, by the very existence. Your presence is changing," Whis would think. Goku would explode his ki to the maximum. He would unleash a great wave of energy that would throw away each of the gods of destruction. The angels could not believe what they were seeing. "It's not true," Whis would say. Goku would throw everything at Whis. He would arrive with a strong fist blow. The Whis would sustain the attack with his staff. The blow sounded so strong that it released air under pressure. The staff had overheated in the impact area. "That blow was powerful," Whis would say, disconcerted. Goku would begin to attack Whis with a series of consecutive blows without stopping. Whis moved from side to side, dodging all attacks. He limited himself to that. to dodge.
Even so, he valued the great speed that Goku had acquired. Goku's eyes would light up purple, while a certain white energy surrounded his body. At one point, Whis would sustain one of Goku's blows, holding him tightly. "What is happening?" Whis would say. Goku would scream as he opened his mouth and cast a ray of ki. Whis did not expect it. He would receive the impact of surprise in his chest. The angel would be sent far away. The other angels murmured to each other, while the gods of destruction trembled with fear. Whis would return guard and ready to fight, while the other angels were attentive. Goku's ki would continue to grow. Understanding the reason for his existence had elevated his being and awakened his hidden powers. Suddenly, Goku would make an incredible explosion of ki, sweeping everything away. Each of the gods of destruction would disappear completely before such magnificent power. Angels should protect themselves with barriers to withstand the energy. At the end, we see Goku with pink hair. He had reached the Super Saiyan Rose. That form detaches all the evil energy from his being, Vados would say. The gods of destruction were disintegrated, Mojito would say. Whis would approach Goku. The evil Saiyan was confident of his level. "Are we going to fight?" Goku would say. "I'd die out of curiosity to know what my level is. Thanks to you, I awakened all my potential." Whis would watch Goku with fear. He felt the responsibility to attack. After all, he would realize his mistake. It was his words that awakened his power. Therefore, he was responsible. "I guess now I can intervene," Whis would say. The other angels would approach the battlefield, but Whis, with a high gesture, would force them to move away. "I'll take care of this," Whis would say. "After all, it was my imprudence." Goku would scream, raising his power to the maximum. Goku would throw himself like a torpedo towards Whis, hitting him with a fist blow. Whis would turn aside, dodging the attack just in time. The fist would not go past his face. The angel was amazed by Goku's great speed. Then Goku, with a spinning kick, would throw him far away. Whis would say goodbye far away, scraping his feet on the ground so as not to lose his posture. Goku would throw himself at him again. Then they would begin to exchange a rain of fist blows at a speed never seen before. The other angels, perplexed by the situation, witnessed the fight with nervousness. Goku was that mortal who represented the evil of all the universes as a whole. It was an expression of the same reality, and now the angels would be enemies of him. "If we kill him," Vados would say, reasoning what could happen, "evil will return, but at least it will not be gathered at one point," Mojito would say. "Then we should make sure this doesn't happen again," Kuz would say. "We need new gods of destruction, more efficient." The battle between Goku and Whis was getting more and more intense. Their blows resonated with power. Nobody could believe what they saw. Goku adapted in an incredible way to combat. At one point, Goku and Whis would hit each other in the face at the same time. Both would say goodbye far away. Goku and Whis would take a little breather as they recovered their breath. "It can't be that you're so strong," Whis, furious, would say. "I can't believe that for the first time in my life I have a real fight," Goku would say. "I feel more alive than ever." Goku would throw a rain of balls from ki to Whis. The angel would disappear as of nothing. He would reappear behind Goku, and he would hold him back with great force. He would apply a ki to him, leaving him trapped. Goku was trying to free himself, but Whis was demonstrating his great strength. "I think we should intervene," Kuz would say. "No, Whis will be upset with us if we do it. We must leave him alone," Vados would say. "Then we'll just leave him there," Mojito would say. "We have no choice. Anyway, I don't think he'll overcome his powers anymore," Vados would say. "Between two, we will eliminate him without problems." Goku would bite Whis' hand, and this would make the angel let him go and take distance. "Demons, I can't believe he behaves like a barbarian," Whis, furious, would say. "Stop crying, this is a fight to the death," Goku would say. Goku and Whis would throw each other. Both would braid their hands.
They would begin to raise their ki to the maximum. Incredibly, the two had the same power. The evil of Goku, produced to maintain the balance between the universes, triggered in all that power that he was demonstrating. He was able to face the same angels. At one point, Goku would begin to have an advantage. "It's not true," Vados would say, disconcerted. Little by little, Goku managed to dominate the angel. His aura manifested with a force never before expected. "This has to be a joke," Whis would say. After a war cry of Goku, he would manage to overcome the grip. Whis would be on his knees, unable to do anything. Suddenly, a flying kick of Vados would take Goku away. "Brother," Vados would say, "I would tell you not to get involved, but Goku is beating me," Whis would say. Goku would return as if nothing. He was really furious. His gaze transmitted rancor. "What the hell is going on with you?" Goku would say between teeth. "I thought it was a hand-to-hand fight." "That service is over," Vados would say. The other angels would surround Goku. It was clear what was going to happen. They would all face him. "So they are just a ball of cowards," Goku would say. "They are afraid. I am stronger than each of you." "Shut up, you're a moron," Whis would say. "Even if you beat me right now, I am and will be that being who surpassed him individually. A mortal who surpassed the same angels," Goku would say. "So do whatever you want, because my evil will return in another way to avenge me." The angels would raise their ki while Goku was on guard. They would make a powerful attack of energy that would cover the entire galaxy. Goku would scream, using all his energy to manifest a barrier around him. He managed to contain all the attacks, although under great effort. Each of the angels was impressed by what they saw. It was incredible that a mortal resisted that. Suddenly, Grand Priest would arrive. From the sky, he watched the show. "Wow, this has never happened before," Grand Priest would say. "We'll see what happens." Goku would force his ki to the maximum. He would manage to blow up the barrier and reject all ki attacks. The angels should cover themselves so not to receive damage. Although at the end of the explosion, we see Goku with pink hair. His eyes were turned around and his heart had stopped beating. Even his muscles had disappeared. In any case, his corpse remained standing. "Is he dead?" Whis would say. The angels would approach. Vados would touch him with the tip of his staff, and Goku would fall to the ground. "He sacrificed all his energy to return the attack," Vados would say.
That was something big. Grand Priest would show up. "They have done well, but somewhat slowly," Grand Priest would say. "Father, I didn't know you were here," Whis would say. "It is impossible not to know about this fight. His energies resonated through all the universes," Grand Priest would say. "Now we have to solve another situation." "You mean his return?" Vados would say. "Of course. I have told you that since there is no evil in the universes, it would manifest in some way. Now that evil has become aware, it will return, and much stronger," Grand Priest would say. "Heavens, this is the fault of the gods, of the destruction and their bad management," Whis would say. "Or of his angels, who have not been able to mark their mistakes," Grand Priest would say. Goku had died, but his return was a prediction of something inevitable. Now the angels should be more alert to direct the universe to true balance. Goku was the absent evil for millions of years, and they had to prevent his return from manifesting. What will happen now that Goku died? Will Goku return? And even more important, will Goku fight against the angels again? We will see all this in the next part of this incredible theory. And well, friends, I hope you liked the movie. If you want to see more parts and another movie of this fantastic theory of Goku, the multiversal enemy, leave your like and comment and subscribe. If this video reaches 45 likes, I will upload the next parts and movies without fail. Without more to say, see you in the next part. Goodbye.